What's up, my mind your money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And hopefully, and as always, you're in the market and not trying to time the market because that is simply impossible to do. So let's get into it. What happened today? It says the Dow slides, the Nasdaq jumps to record as tariffs kick in. Trump nominates Miran to Fed board. Let's get serious here. So U.S. stocks trim losses on Thursday, finishing mixed after President Trump's sweeping tariffs hit dozens of U.S. trade partners. Meanwhile, Trump also previewed coming chip tariffs, suggesting a caveat that could benefit big tech companies. That's a good thing. Benefits are good, right? The tech-heavy Nasdaq rose nearly 0.4% to close at a fresh record. The S&P 500 ended little change. The Dow slipped 0.5%. So stocks trimmed losses after Trump's nominated Stephen Miran, the current chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors, to serve on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors until January 31st of 2026, following Adriana Kugler's resignation. Meanwhile, Trump deadline for trade deals landed at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. Imports from imports, they're coming into our country, right? From nearly 200 countries now face duties ranging from 10 to 50%. And the overall average effective tariff rate is projected to jump to 18.6%. According to the Yale Budget Lab, the highest since 1933. So Apple shares climbed Thursday, good for Apple, as Trump and CEO Tim Cook announced the company would make a $100 billion investment in the US. That's a lot of money. As part of the deal, Apple will manufacture the covered glasses for iPhones and Apple Watches in Kentucky. Jobs are coming to Kentucky. That's a good thing, right? So at the same time, Trump's comments that he exempts some companies from his plans to place 100% duties on semiconductors gave tech stocks an overall boost for a second consecutive day. Nvidia stock rose around 0.7% today. Did it? Yeah, 0.7. I was like, did it raise 7%? It's 0.7%, not quite 1%, but I would take that 0.7%. So meanwhile, another wave of earnings flooded in Thursday morning. The reports featured a tariff warning from Toyota, which said in its first quarter results that the impact of U.S. tariffs will be some $9.5 billion. Among other notable corporate giants to report, Eli Lilly disappointing results of its much-awaited oral GLP-1 pill trial sent the stock down 14%, despite posting better than expected earnings for the second quarter. Also on Thursday, 1.974 million continuing claims for unemployment benefits were filed. Damn. Wow. Reaching their highest level since 2021. That's a lot of continued claims. Wow. The state of the labor market is in high focus following a disappointing July jobs report and downbeat revision to the May and June jobs report. And that's pretty much it. I would say moving forward, there's so much changing, especially because of technology. So, if you or your kids, anyone that you know is going to school, they should think about what's the going trend, which is technology, or STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Major in those fields. Where's the money being made? Where's the market going? We're evolving into something new. Think about this. They used to walk. Then they started riding horses. Then the evolution of the railway system with trains. Then cars, then airplanes, Now we have technology. Think about the printing press where they used to print the newspaper. Now you can do everything online. Yeah, the metaverse is going to be something out of this world when that comes online. So let's see what these stocks did today. So Nvidia actually gained $1.35 today, closing out at $180.77. That's good. That's really good. Apple gained $6.76 today, closing out at $220.03. Meta lost $10.16, closing out at $761.83. Palantir gained $2.66. Palantir's doing good, closing out at $182.20. I remember someone in my private group told me about Palantir when it was $40. And I don't think I got into Palantir until it was like $80. And now it's at $182.20. Great investment. My information technology ETF, FTEC, gained 40 cents today, closing out at $206.23. Tesla. Okay, Tesla gained $2.36 today, closing out at $322.27. Now I'm surprised by some of the prices of stocks today, because I remember earlier in the market day, a lot of these stocks were in the red. Yeah, and I remember Nvidia was only up like 7 cents, but then it closed out at $1.35 for the day. So my S&P 500 ETF, SPLG, lost 5 cents today, closing out at $74.39. And that's the beauty about the S&P 500. Remember, these ETFs, these mutual funds, they consist of 500, well, the S&P 500 consists of the 500 largest companies in the United States, and they're all bundled into this one fund, the S&P 500, right? And like the SPLG, it lost 5 cents today. So it's kind of a safe bet. And the variety of companies that are within the S&P 500 is, it's a wide variety, pharmaceutical, technology, healthcare, so on and so forth. So it's pretty safe. And the S&P 500 has brought back at least 10% on average for the last 100 years. On average, 10%. So instead of like investing into like, say, just Palantir, but say Palantir just goes belly up and loses and just goes to zero. And if all your money had been into that one stock, you're going to lose everything. But with your money being in an S&P 500, it's being spread amongst the 500 companies. And oftentimes the losses are not that big, and the gains are small. But if it's like daily changes over the course of 10 or say 20, 30 years, that's a lot of money, and compounding of the interest that's being made on that money over time. Because I remember when the stock was, SPLG was like $45, and now it's up to $74. I remember when FTEC was like $140 or $150, now it's up to $206. Palantir, when it was $40 and then $80, and now it's up to $182, but that's an individual stock. And some individual stocks may beat say an S&P 500 ETF or mutual fund for the year. Say there might have been 100% gain on that individual stock, and the S&P 500 may bring back 20%. Tomato. It's all about how big of a chance you're willing to take. But either way, let me finish. Broadcom gained $2.09 today, closing out at $303.76. So I have to end this. I'm actually flying out tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Well, I'm going to a conference, and then after my conference, I plan to take how many days? Another week off, because I haven't been on vacation this year, right? So, yeah. So I'm going to end this video here. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything at all. And as always, get out of debt, people. Debt is holding you back from investing that mere $50 a month, or not investing at all. Check with your company and see if they have a retirement plan, like a 401k plan. Some people don't ask, or either they gloss over it and not pay attention to it when during the indoctrination of the job, once they gained employment, and they don't contribute. Some of these companies match. They match 3 to 5% of whatever it is that you put into this retirement plan. So check with your HR, your admin office, and see if they offer a retirement plan and start contributing. If you don't have the money to, because bills, get out of debt. And the only way that you can get out of debt is by creating a plan. And that plan is called a budget, where you take in your income after taxes and you minus whatever your monthly bills are. And if your bills exceed your income, then you have a money problem. You may need to get a better job, or you may need to, you need to get a better job. You need to figure out a way to up your income, and you need to get a side hustle. So you need to do something. You have to do something. Either way, you create that budget and you start telling your money where to go. You take control over your money. Your money is like an infant. Get rid of these credit cards, right? But you need to start taking control of your money so you can start telling it where to go. And, once you start investing, now I know I just said go to your HR and find out if they have a retirement plan. But when you're getting out of debt, you actually need to stop all investment into retirement. Everything except the mortgage, right? When you're paying off debt. You just want to get rid of the debt first. The debt could be a car loan, personal loan, student loan, credit card debt. That debt, you need to start tackling that debt. Stop all retirement, throw all money at your debt. Once you get out of debt, it may take a couple of years. So it requires discipline, right? Think about this. It may have taken 15 years for you to build up all of that debt. And it may take you 5 years to get out of it. And now that you're out of it, you have control over all of your money. Now you can start contributing 15% of your income into retirement easily. Now you can fully fund your kids' 529 plan for college. Now you can create a 3 to 6 month emergency fund for emergencies, right? And if you have a mortgage, now you can start tackling your mortgage. Start chumping away at that. And then if you don't have a mortgage and you would like to get one, you don't have to, But if you want one, save up 20% and finance that home for 15 years. And I guarantee you, if you do that, because you've tackled the debt for 5 years that you just got out of, and now 2 years later, you're purchasing your first home. When you put that 20% down, you have all this cash and all this control over your money because you budget. I guarantee you would pay that home off in possibly 5 to 7 years instead of 15. And you will save yourself so much interest. You will avoid paying the bank all of this interest, because that is how the bank make money, off of the interest that they're charging you for money that they really don't give you. They just punch numbers in a computer. Okay, here's your loan at this interest rate. They didn't give you nothing, but you got to work your ass off to pay it back. Pay off. Yeah. Either way, that's just how it is. It is what it is. I'm not complaining. It's just that's how the game is played. So you have to figure out how to start manipulating these situations so you can come out on top, instead of feeling like you're being played all the time in all of these situations, whether it be from credit card debt, car loan debt, more, bank loans, what have you. Gain control. And you can gain control by coming up with a plan, like a budget, and stick to it. All right, so I'm going to end this video. Like I said already, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything at all. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. So any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your money. However, only reason why I say get out of debt, because I did it. I got out of debt. I paid off my mortgage in 27 months and 19 days. I took my bank account down to zero. I rented out my home. I moved out. I went overseas, took a job because I work for the government. I'm retired military. I was throwing everything at that mortgage, and I got it done. And I've been debt free for the last 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years and 4 months, to be exact. I've been debt free. And that is why I'm on here talking about investment, because now that I have control over all of my money, I invest a lot more. I give more. I talk to you guys more. Well, because I'm not just talking about something that I'm not about and something that I have not done, right? I'm not a fraud. All right, so I'm going to end this video. All right, so you guys take care. Peace.